Hey there, Legends fans! It's been a very long wait, but Megaman Digger Demo 0.5 is finally out. I know there are a lot of people who would have once been thrilled and probably just don't care anymore, and others who've probably given up the project for dead, but it's still alive, and this 0.5 release feels like a huge hurdle to me if not anyone else. So I thought this would be a good time to talk about the new demo and the project in general, where it's been, where it's going, and the insanely long time it's taking to get there. Have you ever seen those trigger sprites from Namco x Capcom? They're pretty cool, and being the passionate Legends fan that I am, I couldn't help thinking it'd be awesome if someone used them in a fan game. Just for fun one day, I decided to plug them into Blike's Skullman Game Maker example and play around. That was back in mid-2008, and thus the seed was planted. I didn't use those sprites in the end, but the concept of a 2D Legends side-scroller that mixed elements of our beloved series with those of the classic Mega Man games was a whole lot of fun to work with. By the end of 2008, I managed to pump out a really early demo just to show people what I had in mind and how it was going. Back then, I had a lot more time to devote to fan pursuits, so it was less than a year later that I put out a far more substantial demo, in which players could begin to get a feel for what the finished game might be like. This one was really well received, and on the surface I think it's held up amazingly well over the years. Beneath the surface, however, the entire engine and just the whole structure of the project was a complete mess. I kept adding to it after that, but eventually it became obvious that I needed to rewrite the whole engine in order to proceed, which I did in mid-2011, and I've been sporadically working on it ever since. So it's 2014 now, and the new engine really isn't new anymore, but people can finally try it out with this new demo. Of course, most of the hard work won't be seen, and players aren't likely to feel that everything's running more smoothly and efficient, but trust me, it's so much better under the hood. For those of you who have played the 0.3 demo, you'll likely notice a lot of little improvements, like the Zenny that flies when you destroy a Reaver bot, and the fact that they may randomly drop energy so that you don't have to rush back to data so often. Changes have been made to the input, and the whole thing is much more condensed, plus you can customize them right in the game now. Oh, and you can save and load your game now. Not that there's all that much to do in this demo, but it's there all the same to make the whole thing feel more complete. Of course, there are more exciting features in this demo as well, like the ability to dodge roll. It's great for quick evasion and mostly just getting around faster. You'll definitely appreciate the added speed since there's also more areas to explore. In addition to the town and the Ikith jungle, you can now visit a limited ruin and the Sifis plains, at the end of which you'll face off against another Reaver boss, but I won't spoil which one it is. All but one of the 0.3 Reaver bots have returned, with better programming and more balanced attack, endurance, and Zenny drops. Naturally, you'll encounter some new Reaver bots as well, including one of the new classic Reaver bots, designed after the enemies from the classic series. Besides Reaver bots, there's also a few interactive objects in this demo, like the breakable platforms and apple trees that can give your health a little boost in a pinch. Last but not least, there's an intro mission to help new players figure out what's what, while laying out the story and setting. So as I've said, the new 0.5 demo is out. If you haven't played it yet, head to Skypart Arcade and do so. I hope it satisfies for a good while, because the rest of the game isn't going to be finished anytime soon. Big surprise, huh? I thought it might be worth noting, however, that there's a lot more work done than appears in this demo. For instance, there are only 13 standard Reaver bots to encounter, but 21 have been programmed, and several others already have their sprites. There are many more fun, interactive obstacles finished too, but I just couldn't find good places to put them in this demo. And of course there are 4 special weapons. I really wanted to somehow give players the ability to try one of these out, but it just didn't work out, so you'll have to keep waiting on that. Still, all the coding and sprite work for those is done as well, including how they interact with and how much damage they deal to individual enemies. Finally, there's a lot of graphical work done on various things that aren't in place yet, so things are well on their way. I can't help but feel bad personally and for all of you that this project has been ongoing for 5.5 years already, but I hope you all share my sentiments that it's better off moving at a snail's pace than being abandoned, right? So, enjoy the demo and keep believing that this game will be finished someday. And apologies for my dweeby voice.